birdies loving this weather.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't bitching about it being cold and rainy. They're liking it. They're like, yes. What about you, D? What do you think about this weather? Well, you're in full shag, so I think you're good.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like you got a brush today too. That's what it looks like.
No, I didn't. But
You didn't?
yeah, the residual brush.
Wow. You just looks handsome today.
Mm-hmm.
You just look handsome, D. Don't you howdy me. I'm feeling super fucked up internally right now. So you streaming is a great thing. Aw, brother. Chill out, man. Max out. Kick your feet up. I don't know that this will be an interesting ideology. Sometimes they aren't. But it's an opportunity to chill, you know, or whatever. If Dinor could speak, what's the worst thing he'd say? It would probably be aimed at children.
Yeah.
Playing.
He'd have some words for children.
He'd crash out on children, I think. And trucks. Those are his two most hated things in the world, is children and trucks. He doesn't mind children as long as we formally introduce them.
Mm-hmm.
But if they're not our children, and he doesn't really know them, they're not allowed to play, according to Dinor's rules.
Mm-hmm.
They're not allowed to have fun, not allowed to make noise outside or ride their bikes or any of that. How much money for me to go bald right now? I gotta be honest with you guys, I was thinking about it the other day. I was like, bruh, I am sick of looking at Deep Fat Fried and seeing guy with a big beard and long hair, guy with a big beard and long hair, guy with a big beard and long hair. I was almost to the point where I was like, maybe I'll just Coolsville it for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just take this shit all the way off and let it go bald and beautiful for a little bit. Just to look at something different. Because everybody has slowly but surely copped my swagger.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody.
Then didn't TJ change his shit a little bit recently?
TJ looks good now. You guys are going to like how TJ took my advice from the last show. If you watched the last show, you'll know. I told TJ, like, dude, it would take like 10 years off of you if you got rid of the side chops, cleaned up your mustache, keep that nice and full, do a little Van Dyke situation down here. And I shit you not, TJ did it, and he looks great. It's an A1. I think you guys are gonna like it. If he hasn't showed it off in a Into the Fray video yet, I haven't checked yet. But yeah, no, he looks kind of like a fucking Old West sheriff or something. He looks kind of badass, bro. My hair's longer, but your beard is fuller. Well, my hair is still growing out from... I get it cut when it gets to a certain length, because I had it down to my ass.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a constant... I was like a sheepdog, man. It was like a constant battle. So... That's a nice beard, bro. It gets even better. It hasn't even grown all the way out yet from my last trim session, but it gets like real pointy. Like I want to let it do that again. I want to get my pointiness. You gonna go bald again? I don't know. Probably not, but maybe.
What about...
Just like in somewhere in between long hair and bald?
No, I'm saying like if you were to set a goal, like 3,000 per bald pole.
Yeah, dude. If somebody puts fucking... I tell you what. If somebody puts $2,000 on me, I'll leave right now and see if I can get a haircut. But the next time you see me, I'll be bald. Your last haircut that I called the Cobain was really nice. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I like those. I like the, like right up to about there. So you got enough to like hang down, but it's not like, and then you can let it grow out. I like where it's at right now, too. A little past the shoulders, but not like uncontrollable or wild yet. Looking like a double wide surprise, good lord. I'm so cheap, but damn, do I need a haircut. Hey, a haircut can help a lot, too. So I hear.
I don't know. I still haven't properly cut mine in, I think, 8 years now.
Well, you don't need to. Like, your terminal length is just, like, perfect. It's beautiful.
It's still pretty long, but
I think it's perfect.
mine's just more manageable than yours, too.
Yeah, that is true. I got the wild Viking hair. And that like a sheepdog if I'm not careful. Get a nice haircut, you'll look 20 years younger. I don't know that I want to look 20 years younger, though. I kind of like looking my age. I'm okay presenting as I am. I don't really... That's one thing that I don't have a whole scoop of that I feel like a lot of people do, is that I don't like cringe when I see stuff getting old about me. Like I'm wrinkly up on my forehead, I got crow's feet, bags under my eyes. I like all that shit, bro. Because it lets me claim to be wise even though I'm not. I look wise, you know? No, I don't. I just don't obsess over it. I would never be a dude that would go get like plastic surgery to look younger.
You really honestly don't have much gray yet either.
No, not much. I mean, it's pretty noticeable to me, but yeah, I think it's not as noticeable because I already have like lighter areas of my hair because I've got like the weird blonde mix thing going on. Do you shave your eyebrows? I mean, eyebrows grow back for enough money. Good hairline too, yeah. Unfortunately, the only good thing I got genetically was the hairline.
I don't know. Your nose is pretty good and strong. I think that's
you
why.
like the Roman nose?
Yeah, I think
That's what they
why
call
you're
that.
so easy to draw for a lot of people.
Oh, because it's a very it's a distinctive nose. Yeah. It lets them start from the center and work out on me. You think?
I don't know if they start there, but like
I think they draw the schnoz first.
Yeah.
Call your hair color dark blonde. If the sun was shining on it, you'd call it red. It's a very weird... I have a lot of different hair colors going on.
Yeah, like ours almost looked the same when we first got together because I had grown out bleach.
Yeah, you had lightened your hair at some point, and it looked closer to mine.
A little bit that was like that kind of...
At one point, we put our hair right next to each other, and it looked exact same shade of hair.
That was from like a partial
But that's
bleach.
all, that's all grown out. Your natural hair color is like a really like beautiful chestnut brown.
Yeah. It's real dark.
And mine is, blondie, brownie, reddy. Do you ever dye your hair for a certain dollar amount? Yeah. Why? I mean, why not? It's like hair; it grows back.
Well, dye, especially if you're not like hella bleaching it, that washes out.
Yes. Yeah. No, dye. Yeah. You can wash out dye. You can, grow out hair again. It's not. I don't know why some people treat hair like it's some sort of like irreplaceable thing. Like, you guys, it grows. It grows back. It grows back, bro. What is it, Cricket? You don't want to be out here, Cricket.
Mm-mm. I want Mom to come in.
That's what he's grousing for. Big yawn.
Mm-hmm.
You gonna pass that joint to me, homie? Hell fucking no, bro. I'm on my back porch and you ain't chipped in. And you ain't invited. You lucky you get to look at me smoke this joint. You're lucky I let you go that far. Oh my, oh hell yes. Honey, put on that party dress.
Oh shit. People be brawling.
Multiple minors arrested after brawl involving over 300 youth broke out at a mall in Jersey. Damn. 300? That's like a middle school full of kids just fucking all fighting each other. That's wild. That's fucking wild, dude. That's like the whole middle school decided to fight all at once. Everybody just, I'm gonna kill you. That is crazy. That's crazy. 300 youths.
Utes.
300 utes. 300 what? Did you say utes? Oh, I'm sorry, sir. Sorry, sir. Youths. Do the buzz cut before it's too late. Too late for what? It's like, what? Like, what is coming? Don't be fucking cryptic about it. Just tell before the baldness, bro. I'm 45. If the baldness was gonna come, I think it might have started, and I ain't seen it yet.
Yeah. Like you have no qualms about doing it when it comes.
When I'm bald, hey, when I start going bald, I ain't gonna be one that hides it. I'll go shave my fucking head. Fuck it. But it just ain't happening. I'm 45. I got a head full of hair, bro. Why is the buzz cut something that needs to be done? Because everybody on the goddamn podcast looks the same, man. I'm sick of looking at three me's sitting there. Three fat, beardy, long hairs. Like, if that's what it's gonna be, I want to be the transgressive one. I'm gonna get me a mohawk or something. Sons of Anarchy looking at. Really? I think you're giving me a lot of cool points there, buddy. I'm kind of fat and nerdy for that, but thanks. I got a death row shirt on, you know. I'm not really riding choppers and shit, but hey, I'll take it. You like Easy's music? Sure. Yeah. As long as you're talking about Easy E, right? There's some new bitch calling himself Easy. No, I don't like him.
Yeah, that's still the weirdest documentary I've seen advertised. The mystery of his death because his daughter couldn't fucking accept that he died of AIDS.
Yeah. That's crazy that they even put it that way. There's no mystery, bro. There's no mystery about it. He died of AIDS. He got AIDS because he fucked a lot of people unprotected, and he died of it before they had a treatment for it. Still remember the 24-hour stream. Favorite bits were the Tommy Sotomayor descent into madness. 24-hour stream. Tommy Sotomayor. You must be talking about the DP 24-hour stream.
I don't even think you've done a 24-hour stream on DFF. You only did the 8-hour show, I think.
No, we did the 24-hour show the day that the fucking house burned down.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So we did one time, and that, dude, I took that as an omen.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll ever do another 24-hour show unless there's some guaranteed fat fucking cash in it. But yeah, the DP 24-hour show was pretty cool. I figured out a pretty cool streaming trick. Like, I started a stream on my phone, made it unlisted, tuned into the stream on the main streaming rig and made it live, and then we were able to go out on the town and like do an IRL stream without stopping the stream. It's kind of neat. Kind of neato burrito.
Alright, Cricket. I'm gonna give you some cards.
Crickety Crasket. You like a teacher? No. No. I'm like a student. Yeah. Out there's the teacher, bro. Listen. Yeah, if there's another 24-hour stream, I'll split it in shifts, bro. You know, I'll pull my whatever it is, but it'll be 8-hour shifts to get as close to 24, right? 888. You look, my name is Austin. Looking at boy. Looking at boy. No, my name is not Austin. It's Paul. Do I look like my name is Paul looking at boy? Or are you in the woods? Bro, I'm deep in the woods. Deep, deep, deep in the lonesome pines, man. Tall pines, too. Right over there, there's a pine tree that's could be close to 200 years old. It's over 20 feet in circumference and a good 300 feet tall, maybe 200 feet tall, the apex. What street do I live on? Easy Street. Anywhere USA. 123 Easy Street, Anywhere USA, bro. Trust me, your ass will get lost trying to find me, bro. And when you did, you wouldn't like what you found, boy. You think I'm out here in the woods all by myself, unarmed? How tall am I? 6'1". What state? The state of bliss. Right now, I feel pretty fucking good, bro. You're 6'3". Of course you are. Well, I lied. I'm actually 6'5". Little St. James. Did you escape from that island, bro? Are you a refugee? Did you grab a big giant inflatable dildo and float off of Little St. James, bro? I'm 6'3" and I'm only 13. Help, you're banned now, bro. You didn't see the 18 plus thing? Oh, you're 6'9"? Well, I lied too. I'm 7'8". So, what's up, little man? Use you as an armrest. Put my fucking arm right on your head and just like, smoke rings. Shut up, bro. I'm not a vape dude. I'm just vaping because I don't want to smoke cigarettes. That's it. That's why I have this thing. Not to rip a fat cloud of root beer vape, bro. I don't give a fuck, bro. Okay. How about that? I'm 5'5", but I have a Pacific Rim suit. Oh. Well, shit. That makes you pretty fucking... That like, changes the equation a bit. You could stop time. Well, I could start time. Crazy. I never get to use my superpower. But I could start time. So, I'm like your nemesis. I'm time start guy, right? If I snap my fingers, time starts. But if it's already started, it just keeps going. We're the perfect duo, yeah. We can call ourselves start and stop, you know, or stop and start. I'm willing to negotiate first and second billing, you know. You can take me out of time? Fuck. It's the other thing I can do is I can put things back into time. I'm everything proof, basically, is what I'm saying. Like, I can't do anything, but I can undo anything. So you started the universe? Didn't you? We all started the universe. I'm everything poof, dude. You can't fucking touch me, bro. I'm everything poof. Yeah. What if I told you that there is no difference between the universe and you? You can't point out a single thing in us, right, that isn't abundantly available throughout the entire universe. In fact, we are made of the same stuff that makes up the universe. And you want to know who started it? Well, from what we know, we're the only sentient being in the universe. And it would be a goddamn shameful thing for something to be so big and have no eyes through which to perceive itself. You see what I mean? What's your thoughts on panpsychism? I mean, to a certain extent, it's true. If you understand psychology, you understand that you understand the concept of psychological constructs, right? Every single person has a psychological construct that they front when they talk to people, interact with people. In fact, most people have multiple psychological constructs, right? And if that's the case, and if perception is reality, which I believe it is, then you are constructing reality by your very observation of it, right? So who is the creator? You, us, we. And I don't mean humans. I mean life. I mean the elements of nature. I mean the wind that makes up what we are and the soil from which we sprung and I mean, the chemicals that are so abundant in the universe and spiral galaxies and cosmic events, right? If you want to contemplate something, contemplate it all. And that psychological construct that you front is usually a cover for the reality. Well, that is called the shadow, right? That's the Jungian shadow, right? And yes, most of us create these psychological constructs of varying sizes and strengths and utilities in order to suppress and hide and run from our shadow. Everything you described is just data sets interacting with other data sets. A programmer, bro. You know what, dude? I'm not going to be adverse with you. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of people that are psychologically based in their philosophy, right? That would look at you and call you a number cruncher and say you're being reductive, reducing it all to numbers. But I think you're right. To a certain extent, I think you're right, right? I think it's quantifiable numerically. And thus, that's another angle to study it from. But I don't think numbers can explain first love, bro. That first, like, you remember your first kiss? Some of you are probably feeling pretty lame right now. You're like, 30 and it hasn't happened yet. Dude, I remember my first kiss. It was like magic, bro. I don't think you can put numbers to that. But, you know, I don't think we're at cross purposes. I think we are looking at the same truth with two different lenses. I don't believe in any origin story for the universe, bro. I ask the question all the time of religious people, is your God eternal? They say yes. I say, why can't the universe just be eternal and we just say we don't need a God? And I never get a satisfactory answer to that. The universe, and I mean everything in it, if there is a God, that's God. Existence is God, the Tao, all of us, and everything around us. And look how we squander it. Look how we waste it. Oh, it starts to become an indictment of human beings when you start to look at things through my lens. When you look at everything as numbers, it gets a little easier to look at the decline. Cricket's pulling a caper in there. I'm not seen Heretic yet, no.
You hear me scolding his butt.
Yeah, Cricket pulled a cape. I saw you. I heard you in a little bit, but I saw you stomp off after him.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, Cricket is
He
done.
knocked over your medicine box and a pill spilled out. I found them all because it was just that one.
Crickets.
Bro.
Why are you being such a little dick right now, Cricket?
I know, it's like I offered to cuddle with him, but he didn't want to sit on the couch with me. And he scampered off, and he decided I'm just going to get into trouble instead of just sitting with Mom. So he's in timeout.
Why you do
Being a
this,
little
Cricket?
shit.
Why you do this, Cricket? Why must you be this way, Cricket? Understanding of reality is the problem. I don't know. I don't know, man. I think each person has a personal understanding of reality, just like each person has a personal philosophy, right? I think I'm one of those types of people that'll say shit like, everybody is a philosopher or nobody is. Everyone is an artist or nobody is. Art is not some sort of thing that's innate to certain people. Everybody can make art. It's just whether it's relevant to somebody else that matters to us, right? So everyone is an artist or no one is. Everyone is a philosopher or no one is. I don't think I would extend that into specific arts. Not everyone is a musician. Everyone has a potential to be a musician, but not everyone chooses that path, right? But everyone is a philosopher. Everyone, if you ask the right questions, will tell you a lot about what they think about the world. That's called a personal philosophy, right? So I think that we're dealing with just massive, massive different layers of psychological constructs. If you want to know what I think about reality, I think we are a dream within a dream within a dream. That's what I think is the best way of describing our sentience within this reality, right? I'm not really spiritually minded, but the idea that consciousness isn't just something with brains can do, but a fundamental part of matter. Well, it's a state of matter, right? Well, at least that's how I've always thought of consciousness. Well, consciousness, I think, is one of the most misunderstood things, right? But we understand, and look, I'm not a fucking physicist, so forgive me if I'm wrong about this, but these, like, the three slit experiment has kind of opened the door to the dynamic that observation changes the way that certain particles react. What that means to me, right? And I know that this is a wild leap to take, but as a psychologically minded person, right? When I hear that, what I hear is that perception is creating reality. And if that's true, we are just a little cog in all of this, and we have our hand in creating it, right? And so I think consciousness is a state of matter. I don't think it's a particularly unique state of matter either. You know, I think that it is a part of the process that we don't fully understand yet. But certainly on an individual level, what's true is what's true for you, right? You might believe in Jesus. You were raised that way, or maybe you converted to it or whatever. And there's not a fucking word I could say to you, right, that's going to convince you otherwise. I could give you facts and figures all day. I could poo-poo the idea of Jesus Christ to your face, and I'm not going to change you. The same thing goes for a Muslim or a devout Buddhist, right? What's true is what's true for you. If all of those things can be simultaneously true for those people, which I believe they can be to a certain extent. I don't think everything plays out the way people would hope it would based on their religion, but what's true is what's true for you. I believe that. You know. Frogs are starting. Means the sun's over the horizon. It's twilight. You ever eat frog meat? I have, yeah. I've actually gone frog gigging before. As a kid. Not my favorite shit, dude. But tastes like chicken applies. Because it does. It does taste like chicken. I wish I knew. I wish I knew you wanted me. Mm-mm. Ooh, what you do? Everything is conscious, but consciousness is not just one thing. Right, right. I'd buy that, sure. Yeah. Consciousness is, like I said, it's a state of matter, right? So it's not unique. In fact, I think it's far less unique than anybody presumes. I think we're just on the frontiers of figuring that out now. We're starting to study animals that don't have our psychological construct, but do things that are on par with what we do. And we're starting to question the nature of consciousness. And it's starting to become more widely applied. The deeper we dig, the more we find it. Talk to Paul. Talk to Paul. Once again, these are wild, half-baked ideas. Don't take them as gospel truth or anything. This is just what's true for me. No, not necessarily the more quantifiable. The deeper we dig, the broader the category becomes. To where, from my perspective, the trend starts to look like maybe everything has a spark of whatever this is and experiences things. And not, when I say everything, I don't necessarily just mean living things, right? That's why I say that consciousness, if anything, is a state of matter. Pansychism, right? It's an idea that I've kicked around for a long time, and I think it fits. I don't know that I would die on that hill, but I think it fits my overall truth. Once again, allotting for the fact that what is true is what's true for me and not necessarily for you. Can we get rid of the high button? Dude, YouTube loves that high button because it's just another monkey button that they can call engagement, so they're never going to get rid of it. They'll probably add other ones. If anything else, it's been so great, they'll probably add 50 of them. It'll be, hi, what's you doing? Where are you from? With some cute little fucking gay ass emoji. Lame. I mean, sentience at the very least is the state of matter. If consciousness is a byproduct of that, then it probably is too. Yes. Well, I think sentience and consciousness go hand in hand. I don't think they're... Well, maybe they don't, actually. That's the thing, is like the broader the category becomes, the less assumptions apply. All right, Jigsaw, fair enough. I mean, like, if you want to trap me, I'll go along with it, and I'll be all like, no! And you put, like, a screwdriver in my head or whatever. Like, I feel kind of bad not letting you fucking get a kill, I never understood the argument that consciousness itself is an illusion. How can it be an illusion if I'm experiencing it? Even well, right? That's that. Well, that's the whole perception is reality thing, right? Which is true for me, and I think true for everyone else too. But that's an opinion. I'll say that you're rolling one, man. I remember my first beer. Such fucking dorks, man. Dude, I grew up in the 90s when this shit was still illegal. And my friends and I just didn't even fucking talk about it as much as you guys talk about shit that you can go to a store and get in most fucking states. It's like, just shut up, bro. Jesus. How far would you let sentience go as a definition? What would you personally call baseline sentience? Well, from what I just told you, I don't think we understand it. Right? So, what actual baseline sentience? What I'm saying is if we chase the rabbit hole, right? Every time we look at what we, lesser organisms, right? We look at bee and ant colonies, roach colonies, rodents, plants, right? Fungi, we start to see signs of deep structural intelligence. So what I'm saying is that the absolute baseline of sentience, right, might be something that is barely measurable but existent in like on the electron level, right? And maybe even beyond that. What I'm saying is it's as elemental as any other thing, right? This existence isn't just random. Who said it was? I believe we live in a deterministic universe, right? I just take determinism all the way to the psychological construct level, right? But, yeah. All we ever have is now. And that's constantly being both given and ripped away from us. I got really high thinking about my disability the other night. I asked myself the question, what would a seizure in an insect look like? Yeah, I don't know, man. It might be kind of wild. Maybe they have them. I don't know. believe Mr. Matt was sharing his opinion that there's no form of afterlife, and maybe the opinion that the soul exists. If you kind of dig into what I'm saying, right, that spark of sentience that makes us aware of the concept of an afterlife, maybe that itself is the afterlife, right? Maybe tapping into that element in and out of it through our lives is what the afterlife is. I'm not even talking about reincarnation. I'm talking about all sentience spring forth from the same elemental truth. And if that's the case, maybe your life is the afterlife, and maybe the afterlife is your life. Like maybe this is your heaven. Maybe this is your hell. The wheel of samsara turns, right? Time is a flat circle, etc. Yes. Eternal recurrence. What if the fundamental truth of reality is, at the end of your life, time for you begins anew. As soon as you die here, you were born again. And you don't know that you have lived before. And you are cursed to make every single solitary decision in the same way, because you can never separate yourself from who and what you truly are. And that your life, right, is part of an eternal cycle that never ends. So there is no death in the model, the philosophical model of eternal recurrence. There is no death. It's the beginning of another end. Or as 90s one or two hit wonder band Semisonic said, every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end. And then they also said, I know who I want to take me home. I think about my grandmother sometimes when I think about death. I'm very lucky. I have both my parents still at my age. They're old now, and that'll probably not be true forever, but, you know, who knows what technology will come. But like, I think about my grandmother a lot. And she's been gone now for close to 30 years. I mean, she's been gone a long time. 25 years, I think, 22 years, something like that. And she's just as real to me, and she's still just as here. Like, there is a smell. I've come to find that it's a magnolia blossom. When I smell that smell, she's in the room with me, man. And my memories of her are so clean and so crisp and so clear, and my picture of her in my head, like that lets me know that there's something to what I'm talking about, right? It's not that I'm going to see her again. It's that maybe we're all going to be together again, all right? And again, and again, in the same moment, in the same context. I don't know that I think so, but I think it's plausible. I think it changes the way that I think about death, right? It lets me know that there is no surety, right? And that there are different ways that death can happen other than the two ways that we are presented, right? We're presented either death is, there's an afterlife and you better hope you acted right, or nothing. Why does it have to be A or B? What about column C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P? You know anybody that's been all the way over there and came back? For really real? I mean, come on. My kids have said some shit. Kids say some shit. I don't have any kids of my own, but I've got a lot of nieces and nephews, and they will say some shit. The pure truth. Straight to the bone with it, too. They don't give a fuck how you feel about the truth. They just say it. Something admirable in that. And something terrifying, too. Anyway, I gotta go. I'll see you guys some other time. Bye.